So you probably missed a bit, but it started recording late. But anyways, yeah. So Tesla is falling this morning. Um, Now the 200-day moving average is what I was keeping an eye on closest, right? So as you see here, it's at around 810. So really, as Tesla was approaching this 200-day moving average today, I was looking at it on the 1 hour chart, anticipating that there might be a bounce off of this $200 level. Also, $800 is a huge psychological level for Tesla. It's a whole number, so that was two confirmations for me that this might be a good point to buy Tesla to anticipate a bounce. So now that's where we got the trade from, the 200-day moving average. I did post a comment in the group at 9. See what time it was. I'm gonna bring over the Discord over to the screen. Tesla. All right, so move over a bit. Okay, right here, 9:22 a.m. When I was doing my pre-market research, Tesla looks good for downside. At that morning, it was closing in on this downside, but then being that SPY was trading higher after the data release, I was looking into upside trades for now, right? So I wasn't really too fond of the downside for today, being that SPY bounced off of its support again, and also Tesla was closing in on this 200-day moving average. Right, so I said this at 9:22 a.m. This is a good dip buy for next month because I'm anticipating that it will bounce off of the 200-day moving average. What else did I say? All right, so I was watching market open. The premiums for Tesla were all over the place. And right here, 9:39 a.m., I actually want to buy calls for next week for 800. So I did, when Tesla did reach 800, I did buy some calls for next week. I actually bought it when it was around 804. Yeah, let's go to the 5 minutes, right? So 5 minutes is going to show you guys a lot better what I did. Right, so we're going to put day trading. Actually 1 minute, right? Because I was scalping a 0-day. All right, so this is where we're at for today. Now everything that I did happened after market opened. So saw Tesla all the way down to the 800 level right here. Now as it broke this 805, which was the low of the day, I was keeping an eye on the level 2 at this point. On the level 2, we won't be able to see it right now. If we do this recap probably on Monday or Tuesday, we'll be able to go back in time and check out the level 2 for Tesla. But as it was approaching 800, I saw about 73 buyers showing up on the level 2 on the left, and sellers on the right there weren't really much sellers. So this also gave me another confirmation, a third confirmation that Tesla might bounce from this point, 800. So I bought those calls for next week. It was about $1,000 for a $900 call for Tesla. I bought it right here. Now, it broke 800 and it did go down to 792. Obviously, this is pretty much market makers making things not as obvious, right? A lot of people would have got in on puts on this 800 break, and market makers pretty much they'll take it below 800 just for a little bit because maybe a lot of people have stop losses here. They just overall they can't make it too obvious or too predictable that Tesla will bounce off of 800, right? So just to keep some liquidity in the market, they took it below 800 for a little bit, and shortly after, buyers took over, bought the stock right back up, and it did this is a piercing candle coming out of a downtrend. You have a green candle that closes higher than halfway of this red candle. That's a piercing candle. So piercing candlestick pattern. I already have my calls for next week at this point. And as for 0-day, I believe I got the 0-day calls for 850, right around the same point as well. Right now, if you look at the volume for Tesla contracts for today, I went with the 850 because that one had the highest volume, right? So if you look at the 850 contract, 63,000 volume in these contracts. Really not worried about the open interest because I'm not planning on swinging it. But overall, the reason why I chose the 850 call was because of the high volume in this contract. Right, so it's gonna be very liquid, easy to get in or out. And if it did pick up, the contract value would move up very clean. Right, so overall, very clean trade. I got in at this point. Tesla made a nice move up, about 4 candles. Now this is a 1-minute chart, which I don't usually watch, but being that it was a 0-day is the reason why I was watching it. Right, so Tesla made a move up. It did pull back once it reached a 9 EMA. I decided to hold on to it as long as it stays around this 800 point. And then it continued to trend up, right? So now once we got to around, I believe 810 or so, we traded a bit sideways. I gave it some room to breathe, and then it pulled back a bit here with SPY. Now I was also monitoring SPY. Look at SPY. SPY was falling, but it was also showing a lot of support every time it got close to this 828 level. So this also gave me some confidence in holding on to it alongside with QQQ. Right, both of them are actually at high today right now, so that's pretty good for my SPY calls, which I have. Let's see my other account. So SPY calls that I bought for today are up $200. I'm still down about $105 from where it initially was. Right, and I sold my Tesla contracts at 16. It's at 19 now. Could have made an extra $400, but it is what it is. Right. And the 0 days are at 13, so it is what it is. Overall, pretty clean trade. Got stopped out. All right, now back to Tesla. All right, so we finally broke out of this high of the day over here, and then we crossed the VWAP. So it gave me more confirmation to continue to hold my 0 day. My next level that I was keeping an eye on it was going to be 830, because if you look here, 830 was somewhat of our pre-market resistance level, right? Let me zoom out a bit, right? I don't know if you guys can see it, but yesterday, all the way until about 4 a.m., like 4 a.m., we went a bit above, all the way down above, all the way up to about 845 or so. But I just saw 830 as a pretty good level for Tesla. I was going to trade in $10 increments. Right, so we got to, where did we get to 830? 830, we got to 830 around 1020. Also, if you look here, around this area, we also see that it was holding kind of support at market open.
This is what trades he's doing as well.
Continue to hold it, and at this point, I'm using 9 EMA as my stop loss. Now, I think I got out, did I get out right here at 1030? No, so Tesla pulled back a good amount from this 830 area where I was planning to exit.
Yeah, I've done.
Pulled down, I held on to it.
I've done 2 trades, basically what he said.
As it pulled back, I should have closed it at the 9 EMA, but there was just something telling me to continue to hold on to it, because let me see what was going on with SPY. That's what I remember. What was that? 1020, 1030. All right, so SPY really is the one that started pulling back. So again, it wasn't really Tesla it wasn't Tesla pulling back, it was really SPY pulling things back. Right now, so we had that pullback here. We have a nice cup that formed. So here's your cup pattern. So we have one part of the cup right there. Here's your handle that formed. Now when Tesla pulled back to the VWAP and it held this VWAP, I decided I was going to hold it. Right now, once we got to this point over here, I saw that the cup and handle formed. And this even gave me more confirmation that if it breaks that high of the day, there's a good chance that it's going to have that cup and handle pattern breakout. Right, it's happening very slowly, but overall it is happening. All right, now where did I get out? I believe the last point I got out, I was up a good amount. I passed my it tested 850. I saw a lot of sellers sitting at 850, and I decided it was good. I was up about 400% on the trade, and I didn't want to be greedy, so I got out once it broke the 9 EMA right there. Right, so that was pretty much a Tesla trade. I got in where the buyers showed, where level 2 showed there was a lot of buyers, along with the $800 psychological level, and plus the 200-day moving average. Held on to it all the way until I saw sellers show up on Tesla 850 level, plus psychological level 850, and then a 9 EMA break. overall pretty clean trade. If you got in on the cup and handle pattern breakout too, you could continue to hold it because it does look like it's going to keep going. But overall, pretty clean trade. Right? Does anybody have any questions for this trade? All right, no questions. All right, pretty straightforward. It was a pretty clean morning for trades. It looks like Tesla might continue as well, but it is what it is. All right, all I'm going to hold on to is SPY, and that's about it. I think I'm good for the day. Made about 2,500 bucks. Don't want to overtrade. All right, so if there's no questions, I'll end the recording here.